calling for an amendment to our U.S. Constitution declaring that corporations are not people and money is not speech. This action is in solidarity with the national movement to reverse the gross inequities of the Citizens United Supreme Court decision allowing unlimited money to influence elections and thus by legislation and legislators promoting their own special interests. In other words, we want to get big money, big influence out of politics. We need comprehensive campaign reform. Our group is scheduled to make a presentation next week to the City Prescott Council at their meeting on April 3rd at I think it's 3 o'clock. We will ask the City Council to adopt Occupy Prescott's resolution, which affirms that people are flesh and blood human beings with thoughts, feelings, and a finite lifespan. Corporations, on the other hand, are entirely human-made legal creations that do not die. And therefore, corporations are not people.
That's right.
Our own U.S. Senator John McCain stated just last month that the Citizens United decision showed the naivete and ignorance of the Supreme Court. Pretty harsh words. The corporations are not people action also reflects the spirit of Occupy Prescott's mission statement, which is that Occupy Prescott wishes to prevent systemic government and corporate collusion. This is condoned corruption at the highest level, which perpetuates a disproportionate influence of a privileged minority. In other words, Occupy Prescott's wishes are to restore governance of the people, by the people, and for the people. We are committed to a more compassionate, equitable, and inclusive society. Occupy Prescott will ask the Prescott City Council to call on our state and national legislators to join the tens of thousands of citizens, community organizations, and local governments across the country to call for the 28th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. This will abolish corporate personhood. It is the first step toward a comprehensive campaign reform. The Occupy Prescott resolution has no legislative impact other than persuasive support for action by our state's legislature and our U.S. Congress.
My name is Ines Vitwals. I'm a father. I'm a longtime Prescott resident. By trade, I am a landscaper, a stonemason, and musician. I believe in the possibility of American democracy. In order to build support for the corporations are not people resolution, Occupy Prescott has been circulating a petition regarding the abolition of corporate personhood. This petition drive has collected an initial 600 signatures. These signatures will be delivered to City Council as a reflection of the support local people have for this resolution.
My name is Ren Myers. I'm a recent transfer, now native of Prescott the last 2 years. I moved here to become a student, but I'm a career massage therapist and health practitioner. I'm also a farmer and also a landscaper here in Prescott. And I've since accumulated a wonderful group of friends and family here in Prescott. I call it home now. Occupy Prescott will continue to build community support for the corporations are not people resolution by extending opportunities for solidarity and collaboration with endorsements from community organizations, businesses, churches, nonprofits, labor groups, and our fellow citizens. Our intention is to cultivate equanimity through educational teach-ins, films, town hall meetings with our elected officials and neighbors of Prescott and the surrounding area. We will maintain a presence at City Hall and continue to speak publicly in favor of the adoption of our resolution, corporations are not people, and that speech is not money. We welcome any questions you may have at this time. Some of the things that we've noticed, one thing that I noticed and I kind of thought is interesting is the Arizona State Constitution explicitly makes unlawful that corporations make any contributions for the purpose of influencing elections. And I find some of the information I found with several different senators throughout the nation have accepted donations from larger corporations and whatnot. Surprisingly, Arizona is not on that list.
Hello.
Hi.
I'd like to know what Occupy Prescott plans to do in terms of strategy if the city council chooses not to adopt this resolution. What's Plan B, next step?
Well, we certainly hope that the city council will adopt this resolution as it's written. However, we're also willing to work with the council to draft a resolution that contains the key elements that would satisfy the concerns that we have as a community regarding the separation of the powers of the corporate realm and the government of and by, for the people. So I think we're willing to work with the city if they would like to.
If I may add to that, I would hope, though, that the city would see this as an opportunity to join with other cities across the country who are looking at this and seeing it as a rather big, predicament that we're all facing as citizens, and that potentially our group, that everyone is welcome to come to any of our meetings, that we can maybe discuss other possibilities from there.
I think I can answer Karen's question also. There's been talk of getting a ballot initiative for the citizens of Prescott to vote on in case the city council doesn't adopt a resolution which would be a much bigger undertaking. But that's something we're prepared to move forward with if we have to.
Thanks, Gracie. I saw a hand over here.
So, can you tell me how much did the super PACs donate to Mr. Nixon's campaign? McCain or Obama. I mean, they're all the same, right? How much did the super PACs donate to Mr. Obama's campaign this year?
Let's see. Well, I have some numbers here. Super PACs, again, this is corporate money machines. We consider super PACs can buy politicians and legislation. 100 largest corporations had revenues of $13.1 trillion and profits of $605 billion in 2008. Corporations spent $5.3 billion in 2008 on federal elections alone. So some numbers that we have here. So when we're welcome, I believe there's some other handouts that might have that information in the back. So
That's both sides, right?
that's both sides. And then corporations spent $2.3 billion on lobbying in 2010. So just looking at those numbers can kind of give you some ideas.
And what that sets up is a circumstance where special interests, even for instance, someone who wants a government contract can perfectly legally donate money to candidates who will then be in a position and owing a favor to grant a government contract to that group. By the same token, a foreign corporation can secretly pour money into a campaign in the same way. It creates a situation where the democratic process becomes an auction. And that's what we're calling to be reconciled.
there's a recent study that a college professor made that showed that if you give a dollar to a lobbyist to give to a campaign, that you got a 225 or something like that close dollar return in tax reductions, loopholes, and other kinds of goodies. So that's how that works. Any more questions? Okay.
Well, thank you. Again, we invite you to attend our city council representation next week on Tuesday, April 3rd at 3 o'clock. We again welcome all of you as citizens of Prescott and surrounding area. Thank you very much.